TCS Radio is back on the air.
And we're back. Thank you for returning, and we will jump back into the classic A Christmas Carol. Scrooge woke up a minute before the clock was to strike 1. He noticed that the time was close and that there was no apparition, and so Scrooge is convinced it was just a dream. Then a bell is rung out of nowhere, and a light appears in his bedroom. As the light dims, a beautiful man stands in front of Scrooge.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
Your past.
What is your business?
Your welfare.
My welfare is long gone.
Your reclamation, then. Take heed. Rise. Walk with me.
The spirit leads Scrooge over to the window pane and begins to fly, but Scrooge hesitates.
I am a mortal and liable to fall.
But bear but a touch of my hand there upon your heart, and you shall be upheld in more than this.
And just like that, they lift off and fly above the London buildings and into the countryside. Soon, they come upon a schoolhouse as they begin to land. Scrooge is taken aback by the sight.
Oh my, I was bred in this place. I was a boy here.
Your lip is trembling, and what is that upon your cheek?
Nothing, the cold.
You recollect the way in?
Remember it, I could walk it blindfold.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years.
They walk closer, and Scrooge sees faces he recognizes greatly.
Nathan Beaumont, Christopher Johnson, Dick Wilkins, hello boys!
These are but shadows of things that have been. They have no consciousness of us. Do you remember them?
They were my best friends.
Let us go further. The school is quite deserted beyond one little solitary child who is neglected by his best friends.
The spirit and Scrooge come upon the little boy who is sobbing quite uncontrollably. Scrooge is very taken aback by seeing his younger self so upset, only to see an older man walk in to speak to him.
Young Master Scrooge.
Yes, sir?
You have a visitor.
Suddenly, a beautiful little girl runs up and nearly knocks Scrooge down with her hug.
Dear brother!
Sister!
Come to bring you home, dear brother!
Home, Fan? Home!
Yes, home, good and for all. Home forever and ever. Father's so much kinder than he used to be. That home's a heaven. He spoke so gently to me one night as I was going to bed, and I knew just ask him one more time if you might come home, and he said, yes, you should. And he sent me to fetch you with the coach, and you're going to be a man, and you're going to go to work and never, ever come back here.
Well, I'll say.
This will be so wonderful, all of us, all together, for all of Christmas long.
You really are quite something, little Fan.
The memory fades as Scrooge keeps his eyes on Fanny.
Always a delicate creature whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
So she had, you're right.
She died a woman and had, as I think, children?
One child.
Trust. Your nephew, Fred.
Yes.
Come with me.
The ghost seems to push open a door as they enter a warehouse with an older man sitting at a table writing.
Do you know this place?
Know it? I was an apprentice here. Why, it's old Fezziwig, bless his heart, it's Fezziwig alive again!
A jolly old soul appears to be working. Suddenly, old Fezziwig looks up at the clock and begins to clean up before calling for his apprentices.
Yo-ho there! Ebenezer! Dick!
Once again, a young version of Scrooge runs in with his fellow apprentice, Dick Wilkins.
Dick Wilkins, bless me, yes, there he is! He was very much attached to me, was Dick. Poor Dick. My closest and best friend, to say the least.
Yo-ho, my boys! Do you notice the time?
It's half an hour past.
Do you realize that you let me work you half an hour overtime?
I'm sorry, sir.
No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up before a man can say, Jack Robinson. Clear away, my lads. Let's have lots of room here.
Scrooge and Dick put up shutters on the windows to indicate the shop is closed and run to push the tables away. Out of nowhere, Fezziwig has put up a Christmas tree.
Merry Christmas all!
Fezziwig's whole family comes in and joins them in a joyous cheer. Mrs. Fezziwig stands next to her husband.
Now tomorrow, it is Christmas, to be sure. I'll expect you to spend some of your day here with me. Right, my dear?
Of course. Eating Christmas dinner.
Of course, my dear.
Oh, young Master Scrooge, please meet our dear friend, Belle Watson.
A beautiful young woman walks toward young Scrooge, and to him she appears to be an angel.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Young Scrooge and Belle found themselves on the dance floor, dancing together and not being able to look away from each other.
Beautiful Christmas party, my dear.
Happy Christmas, my love.
Everyone laughs and begins to have a great time as music begins to play.
A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why? Is it not? He has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money, 3 or 4 perhaps. Is that so much that he deserves praise?
It isn't that, Spirit. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. Say that his power lies in words and looks, and things so slight and insignificant, it's impossible to add and count them up. What then? The happiness he gave is quite as great as if it cost a fortune. But that is not my concern.
What is your concern?
It's just, old Fezziwig was very kind to me, and I should like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk just now, that's all.
My time grows short.
The spirit brings Scrooge to a small room where a beautiful woman sits next to the young version of Scrooge as tears drip from her eyes.
No.
It matters little. To you, very little. Another idol has displaced me. And if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, then I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
One made of gold and silver.
This is the even handing of the world. There's nothing on which it is so hard as poverty. There's nothing it professes to condemn with it such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear too much of the world. All of your other hopes have merged into the hope of being beyond the change of its sordid reproach. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, until the master passion engrosses you. Have I not?
What then? Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I have not changed towards you, am I?
Our contract was an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so, until in good season we could improve our worldly fortune by our patient industry. You are changed. When it was made, you were another man.
But I was a boy.
You were innocent, and you are still a boy, just with different clothing. Your own feeling tells you that you were not what you are. I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I thought of it, and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, another hope of its great end, in everything that you made my love of any worth or value in your sight. If this had never been between us, tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now? Huh? I say no. Heaven knows when I've learned to trust like this. I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can I even believe that you would choose a dowerless girl, you, who, in your very confidence with her, weights everything by gain, or choosing her? If for a moment you were false enough to your one guiding principle to do so, do I not know that your repentance and regret would surely follow? I do. And I release you with a full heart for the love of him you once were. You may the memory of what is past half makes me hope you will have pain in this. A very, very brief time. Dismiss the recollection of it gladly as an unprofitable dream from which it happened. But you awoke. I sincerely rejoice that I'm able to break loose of this chain long before I was tethered and could not release myself from the miser I was sitting with me. I dream that I may once again find love with the only thing that happens, and not gain. And for that I thank you for showing me the light, freedom to find so. May you be happy in the life that you have chosen. Bless you, Ebenezer. Bless you.
With those words, she jumps up from her chair and leaves, leaving a single ring in the hands of Scrooge.
Spirit, show me no more. Conduct me home. Why do you delight to torture me?
One shadow more.
No.
The spirit leads Scrooge into a room where lies a coffin on the table and Scrooge sitting at the side of it. There is one candle in the window. Below the window, outside, is a man who walks with a woman